Medusa, the most famous of the monster figures known as Gorgons. She was usually represented as a winged female creature, having a head of hair consisting of snakes. Medusa was the sister of the Graia, Echidna, and Lydon, and the daughter of the sea gods Phorcys and Ceto. Her name likely derives from the ancient Greek word for guardian, even though Medusa was not a monster at birth. She had the unfortunate circumstance of being transformed into the most repulsive of all her siblings. In this video, we'll witness how did Medusa and Innocent became the villain known for. We'll also dig deep into Medusa's life and her relationship with different gods and goddesses, and her death. Medusa is a well-known character from ancient Greek art. Her face, whether violent and monstrous or feminine and composed, may be found in almost every medium and in a variety of circumstances. The most frequent explanation of Medusa is that she is an apotrope emblem, similar to the contemporary evil eye, intended to guard from and ward off the negative. She is a deadly menace designed to discourage other dangerous threats. A picture of evil designed to repel evil. Medusa is most remembered for her death, which was brought about by the hero Perseus, who beheaded her with the assistance of the gods, Hermes and Athena. Hegede's Theogony has the earliest story of Medusa's death, which depicts her decapitation and mentions her children, Pegasus, the winged horse, and the giant Chryser, who sprung from her neck. Mentions to the Gorgon's head in Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, which were originally part of the Greek oral tradition, before being put to paper sometime in the 8th century BCE, indicated a lengthy history of the narrative of the Gorgon. Medusa's complicated nature. Medusa appears in a variety of mythical myths, and she is also shown in a variety of forms in ancient art. Her look evolves dramatically over time, yet she is always recognizable, owing to her stunning frontality. A figure facing directly out is uncommon in Greek art, yet Medusa, regardless of style or medium, stares ahead and uncompromisingly faces the viewer in virtually all portrayals. The name Gorgonidum refers to Medusa's head and visage, which was frequently utilized as a decorative motive. It is a common sign of her special relationship with Poseidon, the god of the sea, was strained. When Medusa was a priestess of Athena, both gods were great and significant figures in Greek mythology, but Poseidon was seen to be the most powerful of the two. He was notorious for his volatile personality and his propensity to trigger earthquakes, floods, and other natural calamities. Poseidon was attracted by Medusa's beauty, and Medusa reciprocated. Medusa and Poseidon had a love affair and had 2 children together, but not before Athena found out about it. The truth here is Poseidon raked Medusa on the floor of Temple of Athena. Athena arrived and discovered that her temple has been desecrated. She blames the human Medusa rather than her fellow god. Medusa's sisters defended her, and hence share in her suffering. Athena cursed Medusa with a snake-infested head, immortal life, and the transformation of every male who stares at her into stone. This punishment transforms Medusa into a monster who was cut off from the world of men and can never come near another man again. Medusa's transformation into a monster changed her physical appearance and cut her off from society. She couldn't engage with others without hurting them, and the dread and revulsion she instilled made her an outcast. According to some versions of the story, she was sent to a lonely island where she lived alone, excluded by everyone who knew of her misfortune. Medusa, being a Gorgon, possesses a number of magical abilities, including the capacity to turn anybody who stares into her eyes into stone. Medusa dwelt in a cave on the island of Sarpedon. Anyone who entered the cave was condemned to be transformed to stone when they saw Medusa's visage. The mythological image of Medusa evokes dread, fear, and malevolence in ancient Greek stories. Yet Medusa has been reinterpreted several times. Over time, Medusa was portrayed by classical artists not as a monster, but as a lovely woman afflicted with snakes for hair. Medusa has also been regarded by modern feminist philosophers as a symbol of feminine passion and hatred. These circumstances even lead us to more detailed information about Medusa. If you thought Athena had finished with Medusa after transforming her into a gorgon, you were wrong. Even for a Greek god, Athena was a unique example of cold-bloodedness and brutality. Despite being assisted in the slaying of Medusa, because the girl desired to be more beautiful than Athena, the hero was given winged sandals, a kibbasis, to keep the Gorgon's head and Hades' invisibility hat by several nymphs. Hermes had also handed him an adamantine sickle. Perseus arrived at the Gorgon's abode while they were sleeping. Athena's polished reflected shield was another helpful tool. Perseus used it to figure out where Medusa was hidden without having to look her in the eyes. This skill allowed him to defeat Medusa by merely glancing in the mirror, accomplishing the seemingly impossible. Athena guided Perseus' hand while he peered into the reflection of a bronze shield so that he would not be turned to stone by the Gorgon's gaze. If they awakened, and he cut off Medusa's head with the sickle, Pegasus, the waned horse, and Chrysaor sprang from her severed head. Perseus placed Medusa's head in his kibbasis, but as he was leaving, the remaining two Gorgons awoke and tried to chase him, but they couldn't see him since he was wearing the invisible hat. Perseus uses Medusa's head several times after killing her, according to some versions of the Aryan thesis. In Dionysus' story, Ariadne was slain by Artemis, while others claim she was unintentionally turned to stone by Perseus when Dionysus waged war on Perseus. Medusa's head was also used to save Andromeda, who had been bound to a rock as a gift to the sea monster Kitos. When Perseus returned to Seriphos, he turned Polydex and his people to stone with the Gorgon's head, and installed Dictys as king. The head of Medusa was subsequently given to Athena, who put it in the center of her shield known as the Aegis, to frighten those who opposed her. Do you think Medusa was a villain? Does Athena's reason of protecting Medusa by giving her a gift that whoever sees her will turn into stone acceptable? Villains are not born. They're created by the people around them. In your understanding of Medusa's story, does this innocent woman want to turn every man that look at her into stone? Let me know your thoughts on the comments section. Thank you so much for watching again. Please don't forget to leave a comment down below, like and share this video, and subscribe on